What's going on, guys? Frankie here with an update on severe storms across the middle of the country today. The National Weather Service has now upgraded northwest parts of Illinois into the highest category of severe, 5 out of 5. Level 5 out of 5 is a high risk for severe storms. Very damaging tornadoes, a big concern across northwest Illinois now. There's even a moderate or a high risk further south, a separate area into Arkansas and those areas. There's a high risk down there as well. Also, like I had been saying all along, that we would at least see this expand eastward into an enhanced risk. That is exactly what has happened. Now all of northwest Indiana and northern Illinois are under a enhanced to moderate risk for severe storms. Moderate risk is still a very high, it's 4 out of 5, level 4 out of 5 is still a very high severe weather threat. So just because you're not under the high risk area does not mean you're not prone to tornadoes. Anybody that's in the slight risk to high risk needs to be aware. Anytime there's a risk, you want to be aware and heed any warnings that are issued. So, basically, we got severe storms that are expected to develop along a warm front moving north this afternoon, bumping into colder, conditionally unstable air, but very unstable air just south of that warm front. And it's that meetup. You got that warm front, southerly winds cutting underneath, and then that warm front bumps into the northerly winds, the cold winds. Well, not only does that help out the rotation because it's two different directions, but you also have the directional wind shear with southeast winds coming this way from the surface, and then you have southwest to west winds going like this. So it kind of goes like this. Everything just starts to spin when that happens. And that's what we're going to see this afternoon. We're definitely going to see a lot of tornadoes. Thousands of reports of hail and wind damage will be coming along. This is a major situation that you need to be very aware of. Make sure you have multiple ways of receiving warnings. Northwest Indiana, don't let your guard down. You're also under a moderate, you're right on the edge of that moderate risk area. And again, it could still expand eastward. It doesn't stop there necessarily. But right now we are expecting a severe weather outbreak to move into northern Illinois later this afternoon, and then into northwest Indiana late into the afternoon, into the evening hours. And some of these storms will continue into the overnight hours across northern Indiana, southwest lower Michigan, before slowly weakening after midnight. And another thing I need to talk about is these strong non-thunderstorm winds behind the thunderstorms. So, unfortunately, we could see storms with tornadoes and 75-mile-an-hour winds, and then behind that, a push of 50 to 60 mile per hour winds possible without those storms. Just behind it's called a wake low. The precipitation kind of diminishes, and the winds rush down, kind of like an outflow boundary. Only it's called a wake low, and it's behind departing precipitation. So, again, a very dangerous day today shaping up. Anybody within the slight risk area needs to be vigilant. And if you're anywhere in the enhanced, moderate, or high risk area, that's where you're gonna have to be most attentive through this afternoon. So again, that moderate risk has been extended right into northwest Indiana. Just like I had feared. And everybody, I just hope you're safe. I hope you heed the warnings. And I'll have more information later on today. Depends on what's going on with the weather here, because we have some strong winds, rain, snow, thunderstorms for our own over here in eastern Washington. Nothing like the things you are seeing there in northern Indiana, northwest Illinois, or northwest Indiana and northern Illinois. With tornadoes and destructive winds and large hail at the onset, but I think the hail threat's going to be the least of the concern. I think destructive winds and tornadoes will be the biggest concern. And some of these tornadoes could be rain wrapped because they're going to be happening at the later stages of supercell development. That's when it's slowly starting to congeal into a line. Usually lines of severe storms produce brief tornadoes out ahead of them. So we're going to have to watch that too, even if it's not continuous supercells, discrete continuous supercells, which would be the worst case scenario. Even if it turns into a line, it could still push out 75, 85 mile per hour straight line winds. So very dangerous situation on our hands. I'm in alert mode right now, and I'll let everybody know what's going on as soon as possible when these storms do break. So please stay tuned to the channel, and I'll be here to discuss that here in a few hours. All right. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope everybody stays safe. Severe weather's on the way. I'll see you in the next video.